LA Kings lost. Why is it that they cannot seem to play not only within their conference, but specifically within their division? We lost to the Ducks 2 days ago. We cannot afford to be losing to the Sharks. We have already slipped into third place, and the Sharks have 1 point on us, and that actually may have been before the game, so God only knows what the standings look like right now. Thankfully, the Ducks lost today against the Avalanche, who have won 7 in a row now, so at least one of my teams knows how to play hockey. I don't know if it's a result of the bye week or if it was an afternoon game or what the deal was, but the Kings did not seem to be awake for about 45 to 50 minutes of the 60 minutes they were supposed to be playing hockey. So in the first half of the first period, we were outshot 5-1, which is concerning only because the Kings tend to do the quantity over quality version of shots, which a lot of the time works for them. When you can cash in on all of those rebounds and shots on goal at the front of the net, that's great. But they weren't doing that. They weren't getting anywhere close to being able to do that, and it wasn't like Jones was phenomenal tonight. He was fine, but we just weren't getting any quality chances anywhere near him. The first quality chance we had came in the third period when Tyler Toffoli had a fantastic breakaway and he was leading the rush, and Trevor Lewis was right there and his stick snapped. Yes, that's the correct way to word that. Jeez, and they're the ones that looked like they were hungover. Can't say words. Yeah, that's just the kind of game it was. So first period, they get a goal less than 5 minutes in. And it's a rebound that Kemper gave up, which I'm not going to blame on Kemper. He did give up more fat rebounds than they're perhaps used to seeing with Quick, but had McDermott actually been in place and playing his man, the rebound wouldn't have been a problem. He should have been able to defend it. He was literally right there in the crease. It was incredibly frustrating to watch. So down 1-0, I mean, that's fairly standard LA Kings practice. It might actually be easier sometimes for them to just put a goal up to begin with, because then maybe they can start playing hockey. Except they didn't. The entire game was just them playing catch-up, snoozing, not really putting any effort in anywhere around there. We ended the first period with a penalty kill. It was, however, that's one aspect of the game I did enjoy. Funny how when they don't put in any effort, they also don't break any rules, because that involves actually doing things. Yeah, so there was one penalty for the Kings the whole time, and it was literally with 2:01 left in the first period. So we closed that out, managed to survive it, but for a good 15-20 seconds there, at least, it looked like maybe the Kings wouldn't, and oh my God, dear Lord, close out a freaking period, and please come out more refreshed and more actually ready to play that game. And then the second period happened and they didn't. For the first 10 minutes, I didn't even know if the Kings were on the ice. It was thoroughly depressing. About 10 minutes in, kind of a similar thing happens. There's a huge rebound and there is a defenseman standing right by Kemper, and he does nothing to prevent the Sharks' second goal. Okay, so it's fine. It's 2-0. On a good night, the Kings can easily come back from that, but this was not a good night. This was not a team that seemed to be functioning in any way, shape, or form up to the standards that you need to in order to win hockey games. And like I said, it was not like the Sharks were phenomenal today. They were fine. They were adequate. But they didn't need to be anything more than that because the Kings were not getting any chances. Literally in the first period, I could count one chance. One that actually Jones had to break a sweat on. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I can stop that. That's cool. And he did, obviously. So going into the third period, this is now 100 minutes we've coming up on that at least that the Sharks have shut us out. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. They almost started playing hockey in the third period, almost. But again, not quite. And even if they had have started, it was too little too late. It was maybe the last 10 minutes of the game where they were gifted a power play and managed to score on it that anything even remotely close to hockey happened. So there's kind of a scramble at the net, and it's a similar situation, except this time Trevor Lewis actually does have a stick. Yeah, you know it's that kind of game when Trevor Lewis is the first one to score on the power play 53 minutes into it. Yeah, it's not going to go the Kings' way. Oh, that's right, because they had scored their third goal. 3 goals, 1 per period to the Sharks, and maybe that one's on Kemper, maybe it isn't, but either way, there were so many areas that the Kings needed to step up in, whether we have our backup or quick in. It doesn't matter. The rest of the team completely fell down and just didn't play at all. It was thoroughly depressing. It was honestly, when the power play came and we were already down 3-0, I mean, we had lost the game when we didn't show up in the first period. Maybe halfway through the second, we still, if we came out in the second and had have done more with it, maybe we could have stopped it. But honestly, the game was lost long before Kemper gave up the third goal. And so by the time we got to having a power play, I didn't have any energy to care. I didn't think anything was going to happen. Like I said, it did. So the Kings get 1, but it's, again, too little too late. They finally start to put some pressure on, but there's maybe 5 minutes left in the game when the pressure really starts. And what can you do in 5 minutes? Get up a 2-goal deficit? Unlikely. There was coincidental minors. And for that 4-on-4, it looked like a Kings power play. That was finally some good hockey. There was a lot of pressure. There was actually setting up plays and shots on goal and good looks and people screening at the net and all of that good stuff, good cycles going. Doughty made the same shot like 3 or 4 times, and they got used to it. They know that that's the shot he's going to take. So none of them were getting through, and then they pull Kemper, and for the first 30 to 45 seconds that he's pulled, the Kings spend that time, instead of you getting the offense, trying to stop the Sharks from scoring in an empty net, which they managed to do until there was about 19 seconds left in the game. 19.6 seconds. They score their 4th and 4-1. I mean, the Kings honestly weren't even coming back from 2-0, let alone 3-0, and then 3-1 maybe, but yeah, no, was not the Kings' day, unfortunately. It's too many, they're stacking up too many losses, and other teams are getting too many wins. Yes, it's a ways off from playoffs, but we are over halfway in the season. We've had our bye week. It's time to step it up and get those wins that were coming so easily to us in the first half of the season. They started out so well, and it didn't look like a fluke. I don't know what's happened that has caused this downward spiral, but I would like to step back up out of it, please, and learn how to play your division, because if you make it to the playoffs, which at this point it's an if, these are the teams you're going to be playing, so you need to figure out how to solve the problem of your division, Kings. And please do it quickly, because I need something to hold on to. My dreams of a Stanley Cup, guys. It's all I have left. Help a girl out.